How's it going, James? Online Car Show. Got an exciting video for y'all today. Finally doing some performance mods. Got the E85 Lethal Camaro bundle. Just came in today. We're gonna get it installed on the car so it can go in tomorrow for the Texas Speed long tube headers. So without hesitation, let's get this video started. Well, as y'all can see here, I am redoing things a little bit here for videos. Got my workbench, the garage, a little more reorganized. Got the toolbox right here by my workbench. And I've added some things here. There's the race with Bubble Blue and me. I'm eventually gonna put a Camaro picture on, replace that with the Camaro picture and put it up here with the trophies and Camaro Fest parking sign. And I've also got some miscellaneous cars and stuff and the racing helmets there. So it just gives me a little bit better working area for videos and for working on the car. Now let's get to the unboxing. All right, so let's see what we got here. Gen 5 DIY, do it yourself. Lethal Camaro. Alright, looks like we've got the fuel line insert. Really nice quality inlets there. Let's see what we've got. What's in the box? Cable for the sensor of some kind. Looks like we've got the sensor itself there. So we'll be putting this on the car. First, let's talk about exactly why I'm putting on E85 on the Camaro, and then we'll get on to the install. So a lot of y'all are probably asking, well, what is E85? E85 is ethanol, basically. It's made from corn. The 85 stands for the mixture. It's usually not even 85. It's more like 70 or 80 or something like that. But it's a mixture of ethanol, which is corn-based product, and gasoline. Now what this is going to allow me to do, or it's actually going to burn 20% less energy than gasoline, but it's going to burn more volume of fluid, if you will, than gasoline does. So it should equal out to some more performance. So that comes down to, you know, why exactly I'm putting E85 on the car, why I'm going through this with the tune and all that. And it's simply, just to answer your question, I want to go faster.
Who wants to go fast? Anybody?
I want to go fast.
So we're going to install this sensor from Lethal Camaro, lethalgarage.com, I believe. Put a link below, of course, and that's why I'm wearing his shirt today. We're going to install this on the 2018 Camaro SS 1LE. And just to let y'all know, I used his video as a guide for my install, so I recommend y'all do the same. I'll put in a video link to him and his channel in the exact video that I used. All right, big comment I want to make here about E85. Just to let y'all know, you can run pump gas with the E85 sensor on without doing a tune. I can drive the car around, it'll function just fine. But just know, before, even after installing this sensor, before I can run E85 fuel in the car, I'm going to need to go ahead and take it in for a tune, which we're doing with the long tube headers that are about to be installed. One of the tools you're going to need is a fuel disconnect or fuel line disconnect here. 3/8 inch. I picked this up at AutoZone. They run fairly inexpensive. And for step one here, we're going to take our fuel line. You see the side with the elbow, that's going to go connect to the fuel line near the back of the motor. we've got our sensor. I went ahead and just pushed that in, the more straight edge I should say. Pushed in, do you hear an audible click? And that way you know it's good, snapped in good. All right, because of the fact we're gonna be messing with fuel and there's electronics and stuff around, I'm gonna put just a towel in here. Try to wedge it underneath the fuel rail right now. Or the fuel line, leave it out there. Just in case we get some drips or so forth coming off the line. And I went ahead and disconnected the battery. Make sure you do that in the back of the car. And I'm gonna put a fender protector down just to make sure we don't scratch as we're leaning in here. Well, before we can access the fuel line itself with the tool, there's a little clip that's around it. We're gonna wanna get a flathead screwdriver, just kind of pop her back, maybe. There we go. Comes right off. You can see it's just kind of wedged in there. When you pop it back, it should release. Now we're gonna take our fuel line disconnect tool, 3/8 inch. Pop it in the back of it like so. Push it in. It should release.
5 minutes later.
Yay, finally got it. I actually used the smaller 5/16, but I think it was the 3/8. It just, you might file a little bit, get a little smoother edge on the lip of the tool. As you can see, some fuel did come out. That's exactly what I thought would happen. That wiped up a little bit. So we're good to go. Now what we're gonna do is plug this basically in between the lines that we just unplugged. So, we've got our line right here. I'm just gonna plug in like so. And we've got our line with the elbow. It's gonna plug in like so. Make sure you hear a click when you're plugging these in. They should hear an audible click. Now another easy step here, we're just gonna take our power and sensor harness here. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and just plug it in here, top of the sensor. And we're gonna take our towel off there. We can remove it now. And we're gonna run the sensor wires. These right here, they're gonna go all the way to the front, but we're gonna run them underneath the sensors on the fuel injectors. With the wires. So they're gonna run all the way to the front here. And we'll simply unplug this. It's a sensor going into the throttle body here. This thing should pop back. All right, well now that we've got this unplugged from the throttle body, all we're gonna do is basically the wires that we ran to the front, we're gonna plug it in place there. Lock it in. It already is locked. Make sure you got a good secure fit there. And the other part, we'll go to this here. And there we go. Next step will be to mount our ground wire here. We want to remove the 10mm bolt behind your vacuum lines here and the valve cover. I mean, get a bigger extension, but this might work. Yay! Bolt is off and it is freaking hot. Gotta love Texas. So we'll put this in there. Barely gives enough room. And we'll screw her back down. Well, that part of it's done. Now we'll move on to powering the harness. Just so y'all know, I am opted to take off the fuse box just to see how the actual connector under there comes off. I wasn't able to see on Lethal's video how he was able to remove that connector. So it's just 4 bolts holding this thing on. I think they're 10mm. So we're gonna go ahead and take those 4 bolts off, which will give us access to that connector.
Five minutes later.
Yeah, all right, finally figured it out. Okay, so basically there's a red tab on the connector. You're gonna pull it out. When you pull it out, it's gonna disengage it, and it's basically a little latch. That latch is going to swing forward, which should, give us access to the wire. So now we're going to pull this, or try to get it to a spot we can work on it. Right there will work. And we're going to remove the cover off the front of it. All right, let's look at this, see if we can figure out how this works now. Okay, basically cover just kind of pulled off. It looks like it has little tabs on the back each side. So now we've got to the pins here. We've also got, we need to remove the blue thing here on the front. Or on the bottom, I should say, not the front. It should just pop right out. I basically just went at each corner. Worked it out. Now we've got our actual pins in there. All right, and this is easily probably the hardest part of it. We want to go to the second row from this side. So second row in, 6 wires down, because the top is 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. So we want to pull out the 38 if there's a little stopper there, and that's where our white wire is going to go in. So just getting these organized where you can see it is fun. Well, there's the tab out. All right, well, I got it all done. So put the cover back on. Put the cover back on this side. Snapped it right in. And last but not least, make sure your red tab's back in. Put our fuse box back. All done. As the last precaution, we want to go ahead and start the car, make sure there aren't any fuel leaks, any sensors, stuff like that. We should be good to go. As you know, you're going to have to get a tune before you can actually run E85. This will just enable it in the car. Well, got everything installed, and you know what? It actually wasn't too bad. I was expecting the install to be a little bit more difficult than it was. Really wasn't that bad to do in your own garage. Just know it is going to take you a little time. Took me maybe an hour at the most. And now tomorrow I'll take in the car to get the Texas Speed long tube headers, and we'll also get the tune. So be sure to hit the like, subscribe button below, and so you can keep up with the latest updates about the channel. Thank you so much for watching my video, and y'all have a great week.